What's up, gamers? I am back here today. We are here at Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. We're going to be looking at a sub mod called Sweet California. Now, if you guys remember, there was a sub mod back in the day called Shattered Wasteland. What it did was essentially breaks apart Caesar's Legion and CR, some of the bigger factions, and kind of breaks them down for multiplayer, gives them their own tree, and everyone's not as powerful. Like the Western Brotherhood doesn't have all these clusters around the map, but you're still able to form a variant of the Brotherhood, even the Enclave. And you can even go and recreate the NCR. Sweet California brings that back to life, which is much needed. I will say, I think it's really cool. It even expands on parts of the map, which is very nice. So let's just look around here real quick, and I'll show you guys some of the saves. I've been doing a live stream with some people for multiplayer, also testing out how well it really works with multiplayer and seeing how well the game goes long term. I believe I took it to 2290 in one save, or 2287 or something like that, where the game was breaking after a while as the Enclave was having some weird glitch. But since then, I think they've fixed that. Then there's been any problems with that. But I've also done turn good springs into powder gangers. We've done stuff with the city Utabitha with the super mutants and Tabitha. So we've done some cool things there. So right off the bat, you can see the map is there's just so much more to the map, essentially. You still have your normal stuff like New Canaan, the 80s, Pharaohs, Heaven Gates, stuff like that. But then you have some breakdowns here of the Republic of Reading. I don't remember that being there. The Barons Republic, Woodlake. You have the Shady Sands Republic, which is essentially the NCR. You have the Hub, which is some traders. Boneyard. You have the Confederacy of Daglo, the Valley Bandits. We go down into the Pez Bandits. You guys had those before. I see Diablo Devils. There's the Western Brotherhood, Tanker Vagrants, the She, which can get pretty powerful, the Ubologist. You got the Ridgers and the Umbra. Now you guys see this little area down here is actually Navarro, where we will have the Enclave, which is very interesting. There's other branches of the Enclave. You can get people to turn into the Enclave, which is a very cool and unique thing. I think that's I think it's one of the coolest things too. Is I knew people. I think before you had New Reno was the easiest route to turn into the Enclave, and NCR there could be a breakaway there. I can't remember any other Enclave ones, but here there's so many different options. Enclave gets a lot of love here, and Brotherhood does too, which is pretty nice. Brotherhood's kind of more underground. It's more known to speak about oh shoot, more Enclaves could rise up, but Brotherhood kind of keeps it more hidden there. The Master's Remnants, so there's a lot of love also for super mutants. So there's Jacobstown with the Nightkin and Marcus there. We have the City of Utabitha, of course, and it's kind of how you deal with her followers leaving to Jacobstown. Of course, a lot of these places have focus trees. We have Prim and Nipton. I think these three right here are kind of going to get integrated into one, but Good Springs is going to remain the same, and they'll have their kind of branches down where you can get victors in charge of the place, or what is it? You have Trudy here with the people, or you can get the ruler with Eddie of the Powder Gangers. So we get on here. Also, by the way, so I know it shows Mexico here. Mexico actually just becomes one with the Ejercito Mexicano. I guess because of how Caesar's Legion is done, it kind of just meshes together so it doesn't break the game, which is kind of sad a little bit because there's some people in Mexico, as I call them, the Chicken Pizza, or the wrestlers that they're kind of fun to play as. The Republic of Rio Grande is another fun one. I think they just kind of get meshed together. I can't remember actually. So there's any other ones. Fort Summers is a big one for turning into the Enclave also. Another good one. You can see some stuff. There's little ruins, a part of the map. Now I don't know if it's just me going crazy, losing my mind or memory or whatnot, but I believe one of these ruins, this one in particular, actually turned into a Texas Enclave. It could have been something else. It could have been these guys, or who really knows. But yeah, I'm not a crazy fan of these little ruins. Like I said, there's placeholders. You have the Fallen, which I guess are the aliens. The Iron Alliance, which can break apart. And I think they can either become the Brotherhood or Enclave, or either or. Wither Dogs. I wish there was some more for ghouls, which would be pretty cool. We got Midwestern Enclave Expeditions. So yeah, like I said, I'll have a link down below for you guys to check it out. But we're actually going to go into one of my save games. By the way, this is over here, the Stalker Remnants. I'm not really sure why it's there. It kind of, like, it just feels weird because there's so much like space right here, and you can only like naval invade. And I haven't really seen them do anything in the game. And they were actually the cause of a crash of the game, so they reverted. So we're going to take it back here to this save right here, I think. This is 4 years later, 2279. I believe this is my Good Springs save. Yes, so it's the Good Springs save. And I kind of got stuck in a bit of a hole. I couldn't get out and attack Shady Sands because they would just body slam me. I couldn't attack Jacobstown because those mutants were way too tough. New Vegas would body me. These guys would eat me up, and the mutants were just ridiculous after a while. So I think that was really it there for my Good Springs run with the Powder Gangers. So you can see the world after 4 years starts to take place. Like I said, the Ejército Mexicano, you guys can see it there. These guys, the new Sterling Brotherhood seem to like happen a good bit. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. The Enclave with the AI doesn't really seem to expand out too much. Troll Warren usually has a good time jumping out. Not much really happens in this area too much until like later games. So if we go back, check out another save of mine. This is 2286, so about 11 years past the game. We'll see some major changes. I was playing as the Enclave, so you can see there's just all this territory I was managed to just go and claim, which I didn't realize was actually that much. It was a lot, actually. I probably would have continued expanding. I think I was going for the Two Sons next, and then I was going to try my luck against the Bendelio Ranchers there. Now, they didn't actually take the Stalkers. I had to annex them with a console command because they kept on crashing the game, and that was like the best bet to like fix the focus there when they had a focus. So we're going to go here, and we're just going to go into just a normal game, and I'll show you guys some of the focus trees, and I'm going to wrap up here today. Like I said, it's more meant for multiplayers, and I believe if you have like a strong like generic focus tree, you can kind of play as any nation. But of course, like these bigger ones here, like Fort Summers, the Hub, Iron Alliance, that's where you have a lot more of the fun, because you're able to do like a lot of the wacky stuff, like just convert them into, you know, the Brotherhood, or make them their like own little thing, have aliens take over. How do you deal with like ghouls? Are they citizens or not? Mutants. I think one of the cool things is like with the Hub, you can actually like have like the Enclave trials for like their, you know, pre-war crimes and everything. And I think that's really cool, and you get to pick like one branch, the Enclave to spare, and then those guys will be grateful for you, and like you can use them, whether it's like the military or the scientists or the engineers, I believe. So I thought that was some really cool like take on that. I don't remember if that was a part of Shattered Wasteland, so to say. It might have been. I don't remember actually ever playing as the Hub. I do remember like sticking more towards like the more northeastern side of this map, so to say. I don't think I really ventured off too much on their side of the world. I remember playing as New Vegas a couple times, but that's where people have different focuses. I think most people have like the same one. Maybe the Yakuza has a custom one. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain. I know the She does. Not sure about Scorpions, but I'm going to close it off here. By the way, no custom music, sadly. I don't know what's going on with Hoi after their new wonderful update to the launcher. But yeah, all the music is just broke. Let me check Scorpions real quick. I think these guys, yeah, Origin. If they have like Origin of the Gang, that's usually the default one there. So we see the Hub. We got a pretty good breakdown. Here we have the Enclave Remnants, question mark, and you can see like how do you deal with the ghouls or the remnants of the Master. Do you guys go down in religion? You guys go to the old American way? Do you guys go down with having order? And then of course you can see like depending on which one you spared, you can get their buffs here. I don't know what these ones are for. Of course, that one's for if you go full in with the Enclave. But it's cool because if you have a person actually like play as the Enclave, then you can like begin to integrate parts of like other enclaves that are popping up, and you know, get them to your faction. I think one really cool thing is that with this Enclave here is that you have a thing for reaching out. You can get volunteers from like the Midwest Army, bring in some really good vertebrates, scientists. You can get the Canadian Recon, have presidential speeches, get to the capital Wasteland, go to Appalachia. So like really cool things there. You can Shady Sands. Of course, this is mostly like old stuff with the NCR, or like forming the NCR. I wish there was one for Caesar's Legion. I know it's kind of like the debate of the whole powder gang is like, well, there's no NCR, like how's that work? But it's like, surely there would still be another crazy guy, especially with the thing, where is it, Blackfoot? Where is it? One of these around here, if I can find it. Probably just blind and can't see it. Here it is. These guys, they're pretty much, they're Caesar's dudes, you know. So that'd be cool if they could turn into a legion. I think they do actually. Let's see, Tribes of Arizona, Apache tribes. So the bull regains strength. Caesar's Legion rebuilt. I don't know if it actually like can become Caesar's Legion, but that's pretty much like what it is there. So here it is, like I said, the Ejercito Mexicano. I haven't actually tried it if I played as one of the other nations, like if it would become that nation actually. It's kind of interesting. I'll have to try that one at a time here. See the Stalker Remnants? They just have a generic focus tree because it broke. I'm trying to think of who else. Dayglow, another one that actually has a really cool focus tree. Go down here, where is it? Have the Baja Blues. Let's see. Yeah, here it is, the Hardliners. So, of course, you can have your normal, you know, the elite intellectuals, rulers, and people. So you can kind of deal with things. Here's Good Springs. Of course, it's dealing with the whole Ghost Town gunfight. That's kind of like the big thing there. And then it'll be like, do we expand it to New Vegas? You know, becoming masters of Mojave. Or we have peace and, you know, find peace within the Mojave. So, but that's going to do it here for a look on this mod. I'll have the link down below. Tell me your guys' thoughts on it. Of course, it's meant for multiplayer on their Discords. They'll be setting up, you know, little community events and whatnot. Get people and have feedback. It's still, you want to get the long-term game feedback and see what people want, what people play as. I think that's pretty cool. Get everybody involved on this one. As of that rate, that's going to do it here today. Have a safe and good day. Peace out, people.